Namaste, everyone. Simon here with an update prediction on Dogecoin. Oh my God, this guy right behind me over here. What is up with him? We're going to talk about it from an astrological perspective. And check this out. As I'm making this chart, Ketu is exactly on the ascendant. Ketu rules dogs. And it rules weird subjects, things that are peculiar, otherworldly, if you will. So I got this screen kind of wallpaper here, you could see, for that purpose. So I hope you like it. In fact, let me show you where that site is. So you guys, it's wallup.net. And, you know, I believe these are free to use, and kudos to the artists who make them. Give them a little love. Okay, so let's talk about Dogecoin, which is what I call it, and a little history on Dogecoin. I'm going to catch you up what we've talked about in our group in January. I kind of a few times in January I gave everybody an alert. I said, look, guys, I think everybody needs to own a little bit of this, have a little bag, just in case. It's your just in case bag. It's your bug out bag, right? If everything else goes wrong, Doge is likely to pump. And we saw that a few weeks ago. Today's May 4th. We saw that late April when the market crashed about 30%, but Dogecoin went crazy. So then a more recent history, when Doge went up to 40 cents, student asked me, should I sell? And the chart was an emphatic yes, sell now. Well, today Dogecoin is at 63 cents. You might go, well, that was wrong. What happened? Well, at the time, it was the correct prediction, because then after going to 40, Doge came back down to 20. So it literally cut in half. So this is why it's important to be there live in class, because when a person asks a question, the chart gives the answer to their question. And if the question is, should I sell now? But in their mind, they're thinking, I want to buy back in later, then yeah, the answer was correct. The answer was yes. If in their mind they were thinking, yeah, and I just want to get rid of it forever, I just want to take my profit, then the answer was wrong, because obviously now it's more than it was when they asked the question. So context really matters. And the important thing about charts and what we do, horoscopes, is they answer the question that is asked. And if you try to extract more information from that chart, you're going to be steered the wrong way. For example, if somebody asks me, should I sell Doge? Oh, and is my girlfriend cheating on me? You can't, that chart will not show you that information. I mean, you can get information from it, but it's diluted, right? And it won't give you the right information, in my opinion. So context is very important in Jyotisha, something called Kala Desha Patra, which we talk about in my book, Gambler's Dharma. Kala means the time, the season in which the question is asked. Desha means the place, literally the country, and the environment the question is asked. And patra is the capacity. It means vessel. It means a clay pot, patra. But it's the vessel, meaning the person and the person's capacity. What are they thinking when they're asking the question, right? This is what we're talking about. Look at little Dogecoin looking at y'all. Hey, he's so cute. All right. So let's get into it. Why is this Dogecoin so cute, and why has he captured the imagination of the world? Well, take a look at this chart, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you the North Indian first, and then I'll show you both. What the hell? Let's sneak in the South Indian here. Come on. Let's not be here. I'm going to make my image a little smaller. And boom, hopefully. I don't want to fill the Brahmasthana completely. I'm going to put it, let's see. Yeah, put it right here. I hope that works. All right. All right. So hopefully that works. So here is the chart for Dogecoin. E is his middle name. So look at this, moon exalted right on the ascendant, first of all. That immediately makes, makes a person a people person, likable, lunar in some way. It doesn't hurt that that moon is practically full. It's a very bright, juicy moon as well. And it doesn't hurt that it has Jupiter in the second house from it. That's a special kind of lunar yoga, Sanapa Yoga, I believe, yes. And it's also what you call it, called Sushubha Yoga. So whenever you have a benefic in the second from the lagna or from the moon, it's very auspicious for, especially for money. So overall, great chart. Mercury opposite the moon. So we can go into the chart in great detail, but that's not the point here. Why is this very popular now? We'll take a look at the 10th house here. The 10th cusp, something called the MC in Vedic astrology, is at 4 degrees Aquarius. There it is, the MC. Well, in the sky right now, so if we look at the sky at the moment, look at what's at 4 degrees Aquarius. This is right now. The planet Jupiter transiting the 10th cusp of the Dogecoin chart. Oh my God. So here's what happens when Jupiter transits anybody's 10th cusp. You get job opportunities. The 10th represents the public. Your name and fame in the public eye is at its peak. Now, whether you're a janitor or you're a president of a country, it doesn't matter. Your public profile will rise. Okay, you'll be lifted in the eyes of the public when Jupiter transits. When Saturn transits, it'll give you a lot of work. And if Saturn is not in a good sign or in a good place, it'll bring you down in the name of the public, possibly. But if it is in a good sign, it'll give you a lot of work and a sense of well-earned reputation. And if it's Mars, it'll give you leadership opportunities. And if it's Venus, it'll give you opportunities, artistic, creative opportunities and such, or people will see you as an artist of some kind or creative person, etc., etc. By the way, don't say etc. X is not, it's etc. and so forth, right? It's Latin. Anyway, we all learned that in school, but some people keep saying etc. Ketu on the lagna, I'm thinking of weird things, okay? So sorry. In fact, I accidentally hit stop record on this a second ago, and so there might be a little slice in the video. Ketu on the lagna. Crazy things happen. Okay? There's a dog behind me. Okay. All right. So how long can we expect this influence to last? Well, here's the thing. Over any given point at any given time, Jupiter may be moving very slowly or very quickly. Now, a fast transit by Jupiter is far less consequential. If it just goes zoom, it's like a car that goes by. It's like, oh, what kind of car was that? What was that? And it's gone. It was a nice influence, a nice surprise. You felt kind of good for a couple of days, and it's gone. But if Jupiter is slow, which it is here, then that car pulls up next to you, and it's like that movie, what was it? Vacation, family with Chevy Chase, where Christy Brinkley pulls up next to him, and she's like, hey, and he's like, hey, in the really nice car. Okay, if you're young, you don't know this. National Lampoon's something Vacation. They pull up right next to you and really slowly. So you get to look at that car pulling up next to you. You get to admire it. You get to be influenced by it. So this is what's happening here. I want you, now I'm going to put this on tracking mode. Let's put this on time. So I want you to just watch the degrees of Jupiter here. Okay, even if you don't read the North Indian, doesn't matter. Just watch the degrees of Jupiter, keeping in mind that 4 degrees is Dogecoin's midheaven, which means I'm going to go back a little bit. Look, it hit there about April 28th. it was exactly conjunct, okay? But watch what happens. I'm going to go forward week by week, 1 week, 2 weeks. Now it's at 5.5 degrees. So the influence is waning. And I predict this is what's going to happen. The influence is going to wane. But, and I think you know where I'm going with this, Jupiter stops at 8 degrees. So now that car passed by you nice and slow. You got a nice look at who's inside. And then it kind of goes ahead of you. And now it's slowing down. So it's going to pass you again. Okay. And so as we go forward, watch Jupiter's degree position. Boom. It's going to hit the 4-degree mark in August. Look at this, August 11th. So Doge is not done. I know. Look, full disclosure, this is not financial advice. This is my astrological opinion. When that student asked me, should I sell my Doge at 40 cents? The chart was an emphatic yes. I didn't clarify with her, hey, are you thinking short term so you could buy back in, which she was, she later confirmed, or are you thinking I just want to get rid of it forever? Well, I didn't clarify at the time. So what did I do? I didn't get a chance to sell it, but then when it hit 40 again, it sold. I had actually put in a sell order. So now it's 65 and I've missed out, right? I sold, still made a profit, never complained about making a profit. Never complained. It's always a good thing. No one became poor taking profits. But the point is, had I had reference to this chart, or had I consulted with the student earlier and asked her, hey, were you asking about a short-term thing or about long-term? So I sold mine. So full disclosure, I sold mine at 40. And I've done that with a number of things. With Bitcoin, I sold early with other things. So don't use me as a model. Don't, I'm just here to try to read the chart for you. Having said that, by knowing, having said that, we got in at Doge at about 5 cents. So we still had a nice, upside. We meaning our students who have been here since January, and of course those who've been here since last July. Whereas here means crypto questions answer class, but unfortunately that is now closed. By the time you guys see this, it will have closed. But I'll try to keep some public YouTube updates here. Well, actually it closes officially at midnight, so I suppose you might see this before then. In which case enrollment is still open for our lifetime class if you'd like to join us and get more detailed insights. But it's going to be pretty tight. I'm pretty serious about this deadline. So anyway, back to Doge. So look, guys, August, Doge is coming back. In what capacity? I don't know. What's going to pump it? I don't know. Does it have any real value? Probably not. This is, I'm sorry to say, if this offends you or whatever, but Doge is like the Kardashians of crypto. And, they're worth a lot, but do they really do anything, in terms of the crypto community? So no, Doge doesn't. It doesn't have a real use case except to be a meme coin. And that's fine. That's fine. Like I said, I recommended Doge back in January. I should have recommended it back in October, but we didn't look at it back then. But when we did look at it, when it was 5 cents, now some people got in at 1/2 cent, right? I'm not saying I'm a super early bird, but when we looked at it, it was a yes. So yes. When we looked at when to sell, 40 cents seemed like a good thing. Now it's at 63 cents. So what's my final price prediction? Well, here's what I think. And this is, again, just my opinion. I don't think it's going to hit $1. I think it's going to get to the low 80s. So about 82 to 84 cents, I think will be and then it'll come back down. So the insight from this video, hopefully, is when it does come back down to 20 cents or so, or wherever it goes, I don't know how low it's going to get. you know, I think it will mount a comeback in August. So it's something to think about. Again, not financial advice, but this is what the chart is showing. And guess what? Jupiter, as it's going back, will pass, and then it'll make the final last pass. When? Let's take a look. So Jupiter is going to retro back. It's going to seem, now this is the time when Doge is going to, like by October of this year, I think it's going to go down in popularity. I think it's going to be like, oh my God, what were we all thinking? Okay. But, and that's probably a good time to pick it up. Again, like October. And then here comes Jupiter, will about Christmas time. Mid to late December, it'll make its last pass across Dogecoin's midheaven. So let's see how that affects price. This is not a direct correlation with price. It is an indicator of popularity. And of course, popularity does influence price. So, but August and then finally December is the last pass. So we haven't seen the last of Doge. It will be back. I'll be back. And what's the other thing Arnold says? You can buy it at the App Store. Get it today at the App Store. Well, in this case, you can get it today on Voyager, which is in the App Store. You can get it on KuCoin, on Coin. No, I don't think you can get it on Coinbase. Anyway, you can get it in many apps there. And you have to sleep faster because this pass you by. Okay? So get the get the apps. See, the thing is about any of these tokens that we discuss, like I may bring up a token that you've never heard of before or a coin. And it's important to have the apps, the infrastructure there to be able to act quickly and get it if you want to get it. But by now, Doge, I'm sure, is sold in many places. But what if it's a small coin that we talk about next time? And you're like, where do I get this? So, all right. So I hope this was useful. Go over the video again, and you'll see what my timeline is. We haven't heard the last of Doge. And here's the thing. Let's take a look at the chart one more time. It's a pretty darn good chart, which is a lesson. In Gambler's Dharma, I talk about, I spent, I think, a whole chapter on this. For people who start a business, people who start a basketball team or a token, when you create it at a good time, in a good moment, it's more likely to succeed, right? Like this little thing. So, of course, this thing was created way back in 2013. Doesn't mean it's been successful since 2013. In fact, well, it's had its ups and downs. And why is it having its major up now? Well, one of the reasons is the Jupiter transit. Of course, nothing operates in isolation in astrology as in life, but that is one of the reasons. And of course, we could look at the Shabukti. Well, let's see the other reason. Let me show you the other reason. Because Doge just recently started its Rahu period in 2019. It's about to move into its Rahu Jupiter. So that's something to discuss at some point. But it's Rahu Jupiter. Gosh darn it, that Jupiter looks very positive. So again, after September of 2021, I think there will be another surge. We haven't seen the last of Doge yet. So watch out. Yes, I did say in October we might have a little bit of a, why is everyone buying this thing again? Like a kind of a downturn, but by you can see that this thing's going to run Rahu Jupiter. Jupiter on the surface looks pretty good. It participates in the Sushubha Yoga and so forth. So, all right, we'll be doing some more analysis on this later, but I think that's enough to give you an idea of what I think Doge is going to do. And of course, I could be 100% wrong. I never claim 100% accuracy. My sense, and this is not by doing the chart, is somewhere in the middle of the 80-cent range. But who knows? Who knows? It could go higher. So, all right, that's it out of me. All the best, and we will see you in the next one. Namaste, everyone.